Hey, Jawanda.
Good afternoon. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, Carolyn.
Hey Linda, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good, good.
A little sad that my client's back. I had another client back out on me due to the interest rates.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a little pricey for her because our house is like 700 plus. So
Yeah, it hurts a little bit when the price is that high.
yeah. Yeah. So and I talked to a friend of mine whose cousin is a financial advisor. He don't think these rates are gonna change for 2 years.
Really?
That's what he told her. They're not going to go down for 2 years.
Wells Fargo seems to think they're going to go down in Q2 of next year.
Well, but they don't know how much down. They're probably like not. I don't think we're going to ever probably see fours anymore.
Oh, it's going to be a long, long, long time if we do.
Yeah, that's unfortunate
It is.
for
It
us.
really is. Yeah. Hey, LeBon. Hey, Michelle. So, want to have a chat today about what would you tell yourself now that you've been an agent a while? What would you tell yourself as a brand new agent? So, anybody want to go first?
Uh,
Hello.
I'll go first, Linda.
Okay, Ginger, thanks.
I think what I would tell myself, starting 7 years ago, is don't give up. Hunker down harder. Keep better records, better tracking of my clients, and staying in touch with them more. I think I got lax over the years, and I think that would be what I would do. Would be to, encourage myself to be more diligent with my clients and staying in touch, staying on top of my records.
Yeah, yeah. Like a CRM or something.
Well, yes, and just utilizing it more.
Right.
That's just me personally. Yeah.
Yeah.
well, then I would tell myself that I would be more on the lookout that all clients are not the same. I mean, you got to have thick, tough skin with a lot of them.
That's
You
so
do.
true, Carolyn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do a lot of work for them, and all of a sudden they don't. You hear about them, they fall off, and you hear about they've gone somewhere else.
That's
So
right. There's no loyalty.
none.
Anybody else?
Yes, I'll go next.
Okay.
The one thing I would tell myself that the brokerage name doesn't count if you offer quality service. Consistently offering quality service. And I said it to say that originally when I got into real estate, I was supposed to go work for a brokerage that is now no longer in business. But I ended up joining Keller Williams because I wasn't confident enough in myself to go with a brand that wasn't known. And after transitioning to a thos in 2020, the clients that I serviced from that point on never asked what brokerage I worked for.
That's right.
And so you are your own brand, no matter where your license are. And so that was key for me because, hindsight is 2020, but, talking to some newer agents now, they just think that they need a Remax or a Keller Williams or Century 21 in order to be successful. Be the best version of you. If you worked in any facet, any customer service industry, whatever you've learned previously, you can transition it into real estate. It's the difference is you're selling homes, not food, or not necessarily, like a package of something. And I
Right.
think that some agents miss that part because, and the other thing is you can't spend it before you make it. You have some agents who go out and they spend a lot of money on marketing. You can't, I mean, and you have to be mindful of what you spend. It needs to make sense. Don't spend the check before you get it because that leads to being in the hole financially. Because if you're banking on a check just because you have a contract, you can't do it until it's in hand.
That's right. That's right. How many people have had a closing not happen the day before? A contract fell apart the day before it was supposed to close. I mean, it happens.
Yes.
Thank you, Jawanda. That was great. That's so true. I mean, people don't realize that the customer is buying from you, not from who you work for. It's
Right.
you and your ethics that,
Mhm.
that they're looking at. So
Hey, but Linda, there are some customer clients out there that strictly want Keller Williams or Remax, or there are some out there because I've been in like 19 years, so I've experienced some that really want a certain name, a client. I don't know
yeah,
why, because that's not what's selling their house.
that's right. I don't understand that either, unless it's just they think it's some kind of prestige thing. I don't know.
Well, can I just add something?
Yes.
I had a closing last year in October, and this particular agent that I work with, I really thought that he was premium, and I didn't match just because he has a lot of listings, right?
Yeah.
Well, he has a team. But when I tell you his customer service for his peers was terrible. Like he did some things that I just felt like, how could he be successful? Well, I think he's asking for business. I've had repeat customers from Keller Williams to Avast, and none of them during that transition period, they never asked why. I just told him God gave me permission to leave. So I do understand that there are some clients that want a Keller Williams or even Realty South. Like I interviewed with Realty South, and for them to tell me that I needed to pass a fee on to my buyers and it was the cost of doing business, that bothered me because
Oh, yeah.
every buyer wants to have their money in their pocket going into a new home, or even a seller. You're paying commission and your own fees and a cost of doing business. So I think some consumers or potential clients don't even understand that. Like this agent I close with, they charge $3,000 marketing. And I'm saying, what did you do differently than I do other than put it in MLS?
Right.
I followed the listing. I didn't see anything about any open houses, just anything. And it had been on the market for a while. And so I just said, wow. I was shocked to see that on the settlement statement.
Yes. Carolyn, were you about to say something?
No, I was just listening to her.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's $3,000. That's a lot of money.
It is.
Levon, what would you tell yourself if you were a brand new agent?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Linda?
Yes, ma'am.
The one thing that has been successful for me is to form relationships. And I just don't mean, hi, how are you? But form long-term relationships. And the reason I say that is I know a lot of the younger folks or millennials will say, well, I text and I only want to work with millennials. But believe it or not, when you form those relationships, you not only get that person that you're dealing with at the time, you end up getting their mothers and fathers, their nieces, their children. So it's to your advantage to form those long-term relationships. And you all may think I'm a little strange, but when I say long-term relationships, I cannot tell you how many of my clients I've actually traveled with and gone out of the country with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great advice. Absolutely. Everybody's had great input. I think myself, of course, being a broker, I don't really go out and sell unless somebody just asks me to. So I think what I would tell myself is to get more education. Everything that I could learn. So that's from my perspective.
Linda,
Yes.
this is Connie Sykes.
Hey, Connie.
I'm actually, my thing is, of course, I do have another job, and you don't know how bad I'd love to give up this day job. I would just love it.
Oh, I know
But
you would,
but
honey.
but I am looking for a listing agent or somebody that I can like shadow with, or
Yeah.
somebody that can show me. I want to, I'm not going to take on somebody to go and show somebody's listings and not know what to say and not know what to do. I'd like to just go and just be a fly on the wall with somebody that, I'll be honest with you. Sure, I want to make commission, but right now I want to learn. And if I
Sure.
have to give up some of my commission for somebody to just teach me things, that I know how to do my job right now. I'm in sales, have been all my life, but I can do that like the back of my hand. But I think my problem has been is I'm just completely terrified of getting
Yeah.
out there, not knowing what the heck I'm talking about, for sure. And then nothing that terrifies me more is to tell a client or a customer that I don't know. And I have to, I just want somebody I can be a sponge, that can be my sponge. I want to sponge everything I can out of, one or two people.
Sure.
I don't even care right now. I just want to get it. I've got to get it.
Yeah,
And
you just want to shadow somebody and
That's right.
showings and listing appointments and things like that.
That's right. That's what I want to do.
Okay. We'll see
Can I
what
bounce off of that one?
Pardon?
Linda,
Yes.
I bounce off of what
I'm,
you
I'm,
just finished up.
Thunder Kitty, is that you?
That's me, yeah.
Okay, Chris. What were you
Just
gonna say?
to uh, kind of touch on what Connie was saying. Connie, just get out there. You can use the excuse of I'm a brand new agent, and you can have any one of us on the phone, on the ready. You can tell them, hey, look, I'm brand new. I'm going to mess up, because you got to take that first step, and just getting out there. Yeah, we've all been terrified. We're all terrified about, but it takes that first step to do it, because you're going to mess up. When you do it 100 times, you're going to get 100 times better. And it's just getting out there and doing it. And again, you could use the same excuse for 5 years if you wanted to. Hey, I'm new. I'm messing up. My bad. I'm new. Look, I got somebody on the phone that'll get you that answer. Not a problem.
None of us have all the answers anyway,
Right.
Connie.
You go.
Hey, Linda.
Connie,
Yes.
Connie, this is Levon. I worked 25 years for IBM, and there was a whole lot of stuff I did not know. But whenever I ran into that, I would always say to the customer, I don't know that answer, but I will get that information and get back to you. And if you do that, you're good as new.
That's right. That's
So
right.
it's okay to say you don't know, but
Yep.
tell them you will get the information and make sure you get back to them, because that builds their confidence in you.
That's right.
Okay.
Hey, Linda.
Yes. Hey,
Hey,
Danny.
and I want to piggyback on that as well, because I remember when I first came into the business, that was one of the things that they talked about a lot. Grab somebody, go with them on a listing appointment, find somebody that's working with the buyer and get with them. And I thought, okay, great. So I start asking people, it's like, no, I don't have time for that. And finally, a lady told me one time, she says, Denny, we tell y'all to do that. Ain't nobody gonna take time to do that. Just get on out there and go for it.
That's right.
And
That's
it's unfortunate that they, but that they teach you to go do that. I remember I called an agent one time and she said, sweetie, no, I don't have time for that. And I'm thinking these agents were gonna like, yes, honey, come go with me. I'm gonna show you. Oh no. But what I do want to say about today's topic, for me, what I would have, what I tell myself or would have told myself, examine your motive for being in business. My motive was to make, because I'm a senior. My motive was to get in, make some money, and get out. So I handle my business like that. And every transaction, I treated it with desperation. It's like, come on, just get this deal closed. I just want to close the deal. I'll do anything I got to do to get this deal closed. And I was ripping and running after people and buyers changing their minds and going away. And it was awful. So I guess I would tell myself now, get in the business, examine your motive for being in it. If it's only money, that could be an issue because we're in it for the money. We're in it for the money, and there's no need of us telling ourselves we're not. We're in it for the money. Those people who say, I'm in the business because, oh, I just want to help people. It's probably not the truth. So examine your motive for being in the business. Get in the business. Take your time. Follow the process. It's how many times that I show people stuff, and I ain't even talked about a recad when I was new in the business because I was scared they were going to go.
right.
And I know not to do that anymore. And that's what I would tell myself.
Yeah. Well, if you take care of the client the best to your ability, the money's going to come. It may not be with that client, but the practice and your ethics and your follow-up, the money is going to come at some point. So you just have to be diligent with your
Linda, I
business.
have a question.
Yes.
And it's to the agents that are on the phone. But when you go out to do a listing presentation, do you have an actual presentation? Do you wing it? What do you do? And that's to the agents that are on the phone.
Who wants to go first?
Well, I'll go ahead and throw myself out there then. There have been times I actually just kind of wing it. No, when I say wing it, I put all my information together, my CMA information. I mean, I don't put it all in a pretty, format or anything like that. I just try to be, again, it's just being as real with them as possible, not try to do the whole smoke and mirrors thing, which I don't agree with at all with some of these folks. And then I know, sometimes, yes, it does work, whatever, but sometimes I think people just want the straight facts. I mean, if you can verify, I mean, at least go to them telling them, this is what you're going to do. Yes. But not, I mean, sometimes maybe it doesn't need to be as pretty. And there's times, you kind of unfortunately have to wing it.
And sometimes the truth hurts,
Yes, it does.
When you tell a client the truth, it's not the truth they wanted to hear.
All right.
Anybody else? Jawanda, do you do a presentation or? Oh, Jawanda's gone.
Well,
She dropped.
well, Linda and Chris, I'm the same way, Chris. I wing mines. I don't do pretty presentations, and so far mine have worked what I do for my listings as well. So I just wing it, just knowing your knowledge, like Chris said, your CMAs, and just being honest and truthful with your listing clients. Then let them know what you know, and just build that confidence in confidence in them to let them know that you are the right listing agent and you will get their house sold. So, but I'm like Chris, I wing it. I don't do all that pretty presentation and things like that.
Linda, I know the last company I was with, they had a person there who was just a listing agent. And I don't know, does Avast have somebody that just does that too?
Not really. I think Randy is like, he only does listings, but it's
Okay.
mostly new construction, but not, I don't think it's specific that that's all he does.
Okay.
He does
I
have
just
a few
wondered.
buyer clients, but I can, the way to describe Randy on how he deals with his buyer clients is, and it's the same thing that we should all follow, is listen to your clients. And Randy's thing is he listens to their clients and listens to their wants and their needs or specific stuff. And he will literally, he finds he zeroes in, he only gives them one, two, maybe even a third. Most of the time it's one. That's that one house that, fits literally everything that they asked for. And then the second they say, oh no, I want to look at something else, he's ready to go. Look, I already, he'll say it internally. He doesn't want to deal with him anymore after that. And so there's times that, I've, been the stand in for him on that, going, Chris, hey, would you mind going doing this and this? I was like, yeah, sure. And then ultimately, it's probably been 95% of the time that that client has gone back to that first house that he showed them.
That's
And they
funny.
wanted to, didn't kind of make up their mind. And so that's what gets him. He's really good at listening to his clients' needs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ginger, do you do a listing presentation or what do you do?
I think she's talking with Randy at the moment.
Oh, is she? Okay. Okay.
I hear him talking in there, so that's the only person he could be talking to.
Yep.
Well, Linda, I really don't. I'm kind of like freestyle because a lot of my listings, if I get a listing, it's a lot of referrals, people that know me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll call me and just say, Carolyn, let Carolyn list your house or whatever. But I don't just go out, seeking for people to list. I've been there, done that, and I always sometimes get turned down.
Yeah.
You think they're gonna call you back and they don't. Next thing you know,
Right.
there's a sign in front of the home. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of look for referrals in that area.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
I've only seen one listing agent that works a system. And I know all of you all have heard of Jeff Jones.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
And I worked in the
Mhm.
same branch office with him before I came to Avast. And I've
Mhm.
never seen anybody so regimented in my life. What he does, I couldn't do. He would be in that office every afternoon making cold calls, and they'd be stacked up on his desk. And I'd look at that and go, that's crazy. I can't do that. But
Yeah.
it worked.
He's
It's
driven.
worked for years for him.
Absolutely, it has. Richard Eaton, who moved away, he used to come into the office every morning and he would spend 2 hours cold calling. And he
Is
was
he
very
no longer?
successful.
He's no longer with us.
No, he moved down to Lake Martin, I believe.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
think he's actually retired from real estate at the
No,
moment too.
I think he went to
He
went
went
to
to
one company. Now he's with another company.
okay, he went to the Lake Homes Realty at first.
Mm-hmm. Last I saw a sign, he's with EXP.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay.
I don't get all that moving. I got a cousin, she'll move in a heartbeat. I really don't get it.
I'm not a
Um,
mover either.
she go from one place to another one, and I'm like, what's your benefit? Because
Yeah,
you like making your own money, so why do you keep going to all these different
right.
places? But she always try to get me to follow her. I'm like, nope, see ya. I'm not about to pay all those moving fees and then she ended up going places that her benefits aren't as good as mine. Like she paid more back, when she get a sale
Yeah,
or whatever. I don't get it. I don't know why she keep moving.
because her
But
business is not going to be different. It's
right,
it's her,
it's definitely her.
you know? I don't get it. I'm not a mover either. Okay, guys. Well, guys, this was great. I love it when everybody kind of has some input. Makes
Um,
it a real chat.
sorry, can I, when your question was, what would you do different? Can I
Yeah,
tell my part?
yeah, absolutely, Chris.
If anybody's laughing at me, y'all chuckle. Um, honestly, I would tell myself to take the business a little bit more seriously than I did in the beginning, and be a whole lot more coachable and to be a whole lot more approachable person. A lot of y'all don't know my history. I apologize. I'm a little hoarse from yelling at volleyball games over the weekend. If y'all had known me several years back, you probably wouldn't have liked me as much. Probably don't even like me now. You probably just tolerate me, as most of y'all do around here. That's probably why there's bottles of alcohol here. Um, but yeah, I would tell myself to be more coachable, more approachable, and I had to be told that several years ago that it was kind of slap in the face, but I really needed to hear it. And um, I, this is the first and only brokerage I've ever been with.
Mhm.
Randy's been, much more than a mentor to me, as much as a father figure. And, especially with you, Linda, you guys have tremendously helped me. And heck, there's still stuff I even need to learn. I can still come to you for things when I have a question. I still got plenty of.
Anytime. I'm always available. I try to always be available.
Linda,
Yes, ma'am.
I have one more, and that's wear your name tag. I went to motor vehicle to renew my tag, and these people were sitting outside of the church, and they stopped me. And she said, "Oh, you're in real estate. Do you have a card?" And the conversation went from there. And I'm helping that lady find a house.
That's
See,
nice.
Good point.
And if you
absolutely.
ever go to the mall, please wear your name tag. I promise you, before you get out of the mall, you will probably get stopped by at least 3 people, and always have business cards.
Mhm.
Always have cards.
Well,
Absolutely.
also, I'll expound upon that too, Levon. If you don't want to wear the name tag, at least wear something that says "I do real estate." I mean,
Yeah.
Tony Johnson. If y'all haven't had an opportunity to meet Tony, Tony's either wearing that name tag or wearing a shirt that says, I mean, it is
Mhm.
emblazoned on her shirt that says, "I do real estate. Talk to me about real estate." So
Mhm. I ordered me some t-shirts.
there you go. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good. Yeah, I tell the story all the time about Richard Eaton. He used to wear his name tag upside down so people would approach him and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, your name tag's upside down. Oh,
That's
you're in
awesome.
real estate?"
Oh, that's sweet. That's good.
Uh,
It's a conversation starter.
that's right.
Mhm.
Well, I thank
And don't,
everybody for showing up
Linda,
today. Yes, ma'am.
Linda, don't be afraid to ask, because you never know. I have asked complete strangers in the store where I'm checking out, "Do you own a home? Would you like to buy or sell one?"
Yeah, I mean, it never hurts to ask. I mean, what can they do
Mm-mm.
to you except say no,
Exactly.
Shoot, even when my ears perk up when I hear people talking about it, I'm like, "Ooh, I got a card. I heard you talking here."
Yeah, have cards. Have cards. Absolutely. Anybody have anything else?
No.
Thank y'all so much. This was fun. So I guess I'll see you guys next week. Oh, and tomorrow afternoon, I think it's at 1 o'clock. We're doing the round table about your most difficult transactions, to bring them and let's all learn from each other. So
Mhm.
see you guys there.
See ya.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Bye-bye.